MP MOIRA Deeming, dumped after she attended a women's rights protest gate-crashed by Nazis.
MOIRA Deeming has had an association with people who organised the rally, along with her assistants, who have shared platforms with and viewpoints with people who promote Nazi views or sympathies.
Ms Deeming's lawyers say she was bullied and gaslit during a marathon meeting that was secretly recorded.
The 70-minute tape was recorded the day after the Let Them Speak rally in March last year.
Most people in this chamber would know that I'm very, very careful about calling anybody a Nazi. Group that you associate with, and that group which Rod's now made, very clear mention that had associations, they've been associated with known Nazis. And the people that you associate with in that video afterwards is highly offensive.
The association between MOIRA Deeming and the organisers of the rally were that those organisers have shared platforms with fascists, ethno-nationalists, white supremacists and Nazis.
And it goes further to include associates, business associations of associates. The point is, I'm making the point what a nonsense it is.
I've seen the YouTubes are going through with that woman, whatever her name is, and the jokes and the whispers and, the revving up and whatever, all of that. So there is a close association.
And what about Posey Parker's connections with all these people she's had selfies with and photos with, all of these Nazis, white supremacists?
She's done videos with Richard Spencer, Mark Collett, Ku Klux Klan leader David Duke. There's a long...
With a video?
I can't find her being involved in a panel or speaking on a platform with any of these characters.
I've never met or spoken to either of those men ever.
The motion that I brought last week was more about the fellow organisers of the rally, Kelly J. Keane and Angie Jones.
What John Pizzuto said about me was demonstrably untrue.
Are you a white supremacist in any way?
Absolutely not.
I've been told there has been a settlement reached with both Angela Jones and Kelly J. Keane.
Pizzuto said, I have never believed or intended to assert that Kelly J. Keane or Angela Jones are neo-Nazis or that they were members of neo-Nazi groups.
This is about Nazi links. And perceived
Are you
links.
accusing me of actual Nazi links?
To the protest. And the people you're working with. This protest at which there were speakers who have known links with neo-Nazis and white supremacists, and I won't have any of it.
As far as my comments may have been misunderstood, as I convey that, I believe this to be the case.
Your mob have stated white supremacist views, and still we're arguing about exactly what they might have meant.
I apologise for any hurt, distress or harm that occurred.
You don't try and weaponise the most horrific term ever, calling people Nazis just because you think you can get a headline.
Mr Pizzuto was forced to admit Mr Andrews' words played into the party's panic.
Don't do this when it suits. Don't do this because your polling numbers are bad.
Daniel Andrews makes a statement and immediately the Liberals are thrown into chaos. They're reacting left, right and centre.
You wouldn't move to expel a member of a parliament merely because Mr Andrews had said something critical of them. Not as a singular fact, but it would be and was a consideration in this particular matter.
And I'm very concerned about where Andrews is going to take it this week. They have been itching for something to clobber me with, and this is it.
And that's what the Labor Party are all about. They're about a headline.
As leader, I will be moving the motion to expel MOIRA Deeming from the Parliamentary Liberal Party.
And yet, there's nothing here to substantiate that move legally, morally or politically.
Can you assure us that nobody you've worked with has any sympathies or, liaisons with Nazi groups?
Absolutely none that I could possibly know about.
The ousted Liberal MP MOIRA Deeming has won her high-stakes defamation battle against Victorian opposition leader John Pizzuto.
MOIRA Deeming was vindicated. All she ever did was stand up for women's rights.
It's a disgrace. This is the worst form of parliament that I think we have seen.
Not one Liberal Party value was honoured or furthered in Victoria by this relentless and remorseless campaign to discredit me and everybody who stood by me.
To weaponise Nazism like they have today is the worst of this parliament that I've ever seen.
It will never be acceptable in Victoria for Nazis to get a platform, or anyone who shares their views, or anyone who works with them to help them promote their odious agenda.